Yo, welcome to Simple B. Is your boy P. You know what it is. Hit the subscribe button. So today, guys, we have a special guest. From what I see right now, she's looking like one of the best players in Spain right now. So we got a superstar low key in the let me introduce to y'all Maya Dodson. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I appreciate it.
Okay, so I mean, since y'all had this game on Sunday, what's the name of the team? I mean, how do I pronounce your team name?
Well, Leganes, it's Baloncesto
Lebanon.
Leganes, so just, Leganes basketball, but Leganes is our town name. They don't really come up with fancy names out here. Like we don't have I don't know,
Yeah.
Las Vegas Aces or anything. It's just Leganes, so keep it simple.
Okay, okay. How has it? This is this your second professional season overseas, or
No,
the
no, year
first?
four, year four. So I've been
Year
in
four.
Spain for 3 years now, and then my first year I was in Poland and New Zealand.
Okay, listen, this is a web. I mean, I'm trying to find information out there, but it ain't that easy. But
No,
I
no.
saw that you played. I saw that you played. Okay, yeah, last year in Spain. Okay, but all right. Anyway, so now, how many games y'all played so far this season? Or if you count, I mean,
I don't know. It had to be more than. We're getting close to the halfway mark, so it has to be more than 10 games, 12. Sometimes you're in that part of the season where it's like
yeah.
you
I
just
mean,
kind
you
of one game at a time. Couldn't tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I got you. But do you guys compete in some of the internationals too, or is it just
Yeah,
that?
my team's only in the domestic league, so we're only playing against other Spanish teams. But obviously we have some teams like that are
Yeah,
playing Euro Cup or EuroLeague and things like that. Yeah, my first year in Spain when I was playing for Guernica, it was a Euro Cup team, but I came late, so I only played like 2 games during the playoffs. Like we made it to I think the Sweet 16, like Sweet 16
okay,
they
okay.
call it that, but I was at least able to have a little taste of Euro Cup, but you never know. We'll see next year and the years after what my career entails with that.
Nah, you gonna get there for sure. I mean, yeah, that's just a matter of time. So okay, so far, and I saw that you guys are, if I'm not off, it's 10th on the standings right now. So you guys are doing okay
Yeah,
so
yeah,
far.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely a learning curve.
Mm.
This is the first year that my team is in the first league. They weren't
Okay.
in second division. So, like, when you're ascending, trying to get used to a different league, there's definitely some growing pains there. But I think
Yeah.
so far where we are, I think we've shown a lot of growth from the beginning of the season to now, and we just want to keep growing with that. So it's definitely not like, oh, we're top four, things like that, but like it's about comparing where we were when we started and where we are now. And it's a long season. We're not even halfway through. So right now, yeah, we're in a good position, but it changes
Yeah.
rapidly in this league. So it's all about just
Of
trying your
course.
best each game.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit to the beginning. I mean, from did you starting to play basketball really early, right? Like you
Yeah,
basically
like 5 or 6 or so. Yeah, very, very early. So going on, I'm 26 now, so about 20 years of playing basketball,
yeah.
which is crazy to say.
So are you from a basketball family or are
No,
you one of the?
no, it's only me. Everyone thinks like
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty common to have
Yeah.
somebody or like somebody who was on that level, but it's only me. But I think the good thing about that is that my family let me kind of find my passion, and then they helped me. And if basketball, for whatever reason, I didn't like it, they would have allowed me to quit. It was all about the education first, so that made I didn't have pressure from my family to perform at a high level. It was all about, are you having
Yeah.
fun? Are you enjoying
Yeah.
it? Can it be a way for me to get a good education? And thankfully, it did reward me with those things.
I mean, I saw you had your own Woman NBA jersey when you were like, I don't know, really, really little with your own name, man. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Could you call
yeah,
me?
yeah. That was like,
That was super dope, man.
yeah, right when I
But
started playing. I don't know if they even still do that anymore. They should, but I
yeah,
remember going to a New York Liberty game. I used to live in New York. I was born in New York.
yeah,
So we went to Madison. I think it was in Madison Square Garden. Yeah, and I remember there was one
yeah.
player, Cappy Pondexter. She was just killing it. I think they ended up losing, but she
Hmm.
was like the best player, and I was just
Yeah.
mesmerized. And I got that jersey, and from there, it's like the dream was solidified. So it was a cool moment, and thanks to my mom and dad for realizing, let me take her to a game. So it was
Yeah.
cool.
That was really nice. Okay, so you're from New York. How is it on the girls' side growing up in the New York basketball culture? Because I mean, the men's side is like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's known, it's worldwide. Everybody know, growing up
Yeah,
in the
I
men's
mean,
side of basketball. The girls,
I was born in New York and then I moved in like eighth grade. So like I got a little flavor of it.
okay,
Definitely like I remember a couple tournaments playing outside on the blacktop, that kind of stuff. But when I moved in eighth grade, that's like when I think about it, eighth grade and going into high school, that's like the main time to get recruited. So a lot of my time was in Georgia, where my family moved and they're there now.
okay,
But um, I think for me, like the biggest difference, actually, that was better about going to the South. They don't have the
yeah,
street ball cred like New York does, but the
yeah,
tournaments, the gyms, they have a lot of the infrastructure in the South. Even just like the Nike EYBL teams, I found a Nike
yeah.
EYBL team to play on in Florida. So like it actually really set me up a lot better moving to be able to be a high ranked player out of high school, McDonald's All American, Georgia brand, and then start my career in college. But it was still cool being in New York. It definitely does have a different
Yeah.
culture. I feel like I missed it just because I moved a little bit early, but it worked for the best.
So yeah, you just mentioned. I mean, you just mentioned your high school. Yeah, to high school rank. Like, you were one of the best players in the country, right? When you were in your high school age.
Yeah, yeah. I ended up being ranked number 11 out of my class of
Shit.
2017. So yeah, definitely. Back then, I didn't give myself the credit. Because when I
Yeah.
came into high school, I was unknown because it was my second year out of
Okay.
being away from New York. I wasn't on a good AAU team my first year, and then I was still like learning the
Yeah.
ropes. And then my sophomore and junior year, that's when I started to get a lot more recognition, and then I started to creep up the rankings. So yeah.
I mean, listen. I mean, at the end of the day, that those rankings. I mean, they matter a little bit to us when you're younger, and
Yeah, for the best or for the better or worse, they
yeah,
do matter. So it's like I think people don't realize that it's even political in high school, and it's all about like going to the right tournaments, being on the right team,
yeah.
talking to the right people. It's not just like, oh, I play the best and I'm gonna get a shot. Like there's a lot of other variables that I'm happy that I had coaches that knew and helped guide my family, and my parents are always learning and helping me be in the right position to be successful.
Okay, okay. So, do you have any states? Your high school years. Did you have any success, a team success? Like I was talking, state
Yeah,
championship.
yeah, we used to
You
be
one of
we
the higher ranks. I have that.
yeah, we used to be cooking people. Like I don't want to I'm so serious. Like we won two state championships my sophomore junior year. My sophomore
Yeah.
year I actually hit the buzzer beater to win the state championship. I think that's like my only like buzzer beater, but I mean that was a super cool like buzzer beater to have. Um we ended up going to Dick's Nationals in New York City, so that's for like top teams that make that. Yeah, we were just really dominant while I was there. I was there was 3 years because my first year I was at a different school, different high school, but sophomore, junior, and then senior, like we had a really great team, and we had players that, especially in my class, that ended up
Yeah.
doing really well in college. So it was a fun atmosphere to be in.
So you just came from I mean you just mentioned a little unknown to yeah winning state championships,
Yeah, yeah.
national team if
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
USA. So
right.
that was like that was I think a really great experience for me because my first year I didn't make it. I got cut. I made it to the last I think 40. There's like 200 something
Yeah.
days there. I made it to the last
Yeah,
40.
how does it work actually that national team system over there when it's yeah the youth
Um
team?
well, I got an invite. Like not everyone got an invite
Yeah.
to the USA trial. So like I got an invite. I don't remember how many they invited, but there was definitely like a
Hmm.
big chunk that got invited and then people who I think paid to be there. Um and that's basically how they run it. It was for I think maybe 2 weeks the tryouts, but man, that was like it's in
2 weeks.
Colorado Springs, Colorado, and for people don't know, it's in the USA Olympic Training Center, and
Oh,
the altitude is something different. Like you can barely
oh,
breathe
okay. Yeah, yeah.
in there.
Colorado shit. I didn't think about it. Oh, so
Yeah,
yeah, I
so
heard
like you're
Colorado.
coming there, you got like two a day. I think it was two a days.
Yeah.
You're tired, you're trying to make the team. It's like constant playing. And I remember my first year, like I was like, I don't know if I can do this, man. Like I think like I made it to the end. I got cut, of course. Like it was a sad moment for me, but I think it was good because from before then I never really got cut or had someone say no, you're not on the team.
Yeah.
I was always like one of the most talented or athletic, and I was always usually the most part making the team or being successful right away. So that just showed me
Yeah.
that I had to come back the next year and learn what I needed to do. I remember training in like a mass, like a high altitude mass, for like the next year to get ready, and then that
Yeah.
next year, like it was still difficult, but it was definitely easier, and I was able to make the team the second year. Yeah, the second year, and it's like it was definitely more rewarding when it's like first you don't make it and then you make it the next year and
Yeah.
you make those adjustments.
Because it's tough over there. I mean, in the States to actually make it to the youth, yeah, youth national team since there's so
Yeah,
many
yeah, it's
great players.
yeah, it's not nothing. Yeah, it's difficult, and I remember playing towards the end of the training camp or the training camp. They're like, "Oh, you
Yeah.
want to play the? Can you play the three?" And mind you, I play the post player. Like I'm a post player. Like
Yeah.
that was the only time that I was asked to play the three. And I said, yeah, I'll play the three. So like I made the team playing the three, a position I never played.
Okay.
Um,
Oh.
so like you just make things work that way, and it
Yeah.
worked out. So sometimes you just have to go with the flow and just figure it out while you're doing it.
And so y'all did play. How did it work? I saw that you played the World Cup, but I haven't. To honestly, I didn't see the result of that World Cup.
We got
How did it
bronze,
go?
so like for USA, that's like that's like
Ah,
awful.
shit.
Like
Yeah. But I
I
mean,
I still to this
is it the
day
same
I'm
thing
like
on the girl side? Like the
I'm
men's
sorry.
side, they can lose games. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
is it the
yeah,
same
yeah.
thing on
Same
the girl?
thing. Like you can't.
They can
So
lose.
getting bronze, I was embarrassed. I was like, it's gold here. Like pack your stuff up. But Australia had a really great team that year.
Yeah.
And I honestly think like we played them in a scrimmage, and we were
Yeah.
about to lose, and we like gave it our all, and then we ended up winning. And it's like we should have just lost because
Oh,
like playing again
yeah.
when it really mattered, that's when they
They
got
figured
us.
it out.
But yeah, it's still a great experience. I played in Zaragoza, Spain, so like that was my first time going to Spain, and that's where my dream
Okay.
to play in Spain again as a professional started was because I went on that experience for
Yeah.
USA. So like, and bronze is still a medal. I tell myself that, but
Yeah, it's a matter. I don't know what's the problem with y'all, man. Like
yeah,
you said,
my
I'll take a
bronze is
ball.
somewhere in a container in my closet. Like I don't even have it. I don't have it up. I have my USA jersey up, but not the bronze.
Yeah.
Maybe when I go back home, I'll put the bronze back up in my house. But yeah, it was a great
Yeah,
experience.
you're gonna appreciate that bronze when you get older. There's like,
Yeah,
yo, we actually
yeah,
got,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We actually got that bronze. But I mean, so nobody's really gonna just appreciate the fact that y'all made a team. Made the
yeah,
team, got to the tournament, all that. But yeah, but it is higher standards for Team USA, no matter what. That's just the truth.
yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So I guess then after so you went to college when you went to college in Stanford. So basically now you're coming in as a high ranked, a lot of
Yeah.
expectation when you went to college, a lot of expectation. And how was it? Is it sorry to be sorry I just gotta stop. So all your life like things are just, sounds like it's going kind of fast all from I'm not gonna say from nothing but from unknown to top ranked national
Yeah, it
team,
happened like
scholarships.
in the
It's
span
like
of
all the
2, 3 years.
yeah.
Like I was unknown, and then next thing you know, McDonald's All American getting yeah. It went pretty quick. It wasn't like I was ranked from sixth grade. So yeah, definitely went quick.
So how was your college career? I saw that. Yeah, I mean we can go year for year, but you did get hurt one of the years, if I'm not.
No, no, yeah, I did get hurt.
Not yet. It was
Yeah,
asked
it
later.
was definitely Stanford for me was like a rough situation. And I think going in, I mean, it's a little different on the women's side of like, you're going to stay there. You're thinking in your head,
Yeah,
okay, I'm staying for 4 years because you can't leave early. It's not like the men where you're one and done or,
yeah, that,
things like
that's
that.
true. That's
So you're thinking, okay, I'm a freshman. I'm going to learn the ropes. I'm going to get better. Of course, you
yeah.
want to start, but I think my first year I wasn't ready to start yet. Like I needed some time
Okay.
to learn the ropes, but I was still like a really great talent and helped the team a lot in a lot of ways. Coming to my sophomore year,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I started when I started, and then I did have that injury. So like for me, it was difficult because that injury. Um, would took me
So
out like 2, 3 years. Like it wasn't until I got to Notre Dame, and it wasn't anything I did wrong. It was like
what was the injury? Sorry.
I had a stress fracture in my foot, in my left like heel. It's like anterior calcaneus is the
Okay.
medical term, but nobody my heel.
Yeah, you're
And
here.
the issue was like, and this is where college becomes a business, and like when you're
Yeah.
17, 18, like people tell you that you don't realize it, but also you're too young to really like be able to navigate that and realize those things. But I had my stress fracture, but they told me it was a stress reaction, and the amount of time I should have been out was like 6 to 8 weeks. I ended up coming back in like 3 weeks. And partly I think it's because one of my best friends that next week after unfortunately tore her ACL. She's fine now. She's killing it in Spain as well. They nod like she's all good now.
Okay.
But we played the same position. So they were down
Yeah.
like two key players in the same position.
Two
I
bigs.
can't
Okay.
say what was in their mind, but I think we can put two
Yeah.
and two together. So that really like not getting the right, not being told the right diagnosis from the beginning, and then also not having enough time to recover. It took 2, 3 years of okay, I came back in 3 weeks. I lasted 2 weeks, re-rolled my ankle, flared it up again, and it was like a non-stop cycle of trying to figure out what was wrong until
Yeah.
actually my junior year my grandma's a nurse, so like she saw me like I didn't realize how bad it got. Like, we're used to just
Yeah.
pushing through stuff. She's like, why are you
Exactly. I mean, you're athlete. You just
mad? I got a different MRI outside of my college doctor. And that's when I learned exactly what happened. And so like now I'm
oh
playing catch up about a 6 months, 7 months
yeah.
after where I thought I was all
Yeah.
good. So that really did affect my career at Stanford and was like definitely a big reason why my senior year was the COVID year. I decided to opt out.
Yeah.
Ultimately ended up transferring, but um, for me, like looking back, Stanford, the most important thing for me was my education, number one. Then it was basketball. I'd say like
Yeah.
60-40. So from a
Okay.
from an education standpoint, I got everything I wanted out of the school. Basketball
Yeah.
wise, definitely didn't, but I still made some great friends and like learned a lot about the game. But when
Yeah.
I went to Notre Dame, thankfully, like that's when I got. that basketball experience I always wanted in college, and it was amazing because those are my top two schools coming out of college
Yeah.
school. So like it's perfect, and I can't like complain because who could say like they went to their top two schools and were able to play there. So
Yeah, I mean, but you did kind of have to. Yeah, everything ended up great at the end of the day, but it's tough still to.
oh,
I
one
mean,
hundred
from
percent. Like I
come
can
from
think of
eight.
all the times
Yeah,
I got my MRI back. It's still not good. I'm crying. Then I went to Notre Dame thinking I was 100% because I sat out that whole
yeah,
year, and they're like, "No, your foot's still messed up." Had to rehab again. Wasn't ready until like the first exhibition game, so I'm rusty from like more than a
yeah,
year of not playing. So
yeah,
it was a rough time. Like I say now, like oh, it was great, but like in the during that
yeah,
time,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was hard.
But so basically that's second. So when you went outside the college system and did your MRI outside the the system,
Yeah,
that's when things worked out, or at least you got a better picture of the
yeah,
injury.
yeah. So again, like thankfully,
That's
my
crazy
grandma
to be
knew what
honest.
she
I
was
mean,
talking about.
that's like a crime, bro. It should like
Yeah,
niggas.
yeah. Like
I'm
and
a,
it's unfortunately like
that's
my
yeah,
story is not like an anomaly. Like there's even more stories of young ladies that this might have happened
yeah,
to, or young men, and we just don't know about it, or we just suffer in silence, or their career might have ended because of it. I know people where that happened. So I'm definitely one of the lucky ones. And thankfully I had family and other
yeah,
resources outside of the team that I was able to find a way to get through. But it's definitely some stuff that happens in college. Um, People don't realize it looks nice, like NCAA, yay, like cool
yeah, yeah.
jerseys, flashy March Madness. But there's
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of things that need to be changed, especially now, or still now. So yeah,
yeah. Yeah, they can start with the medical staff, man. That's where they should
yeah,
start
yeah.
right away. I mean, what you now? That's actually. I mean, because you trust them. I mean, as a 17, 18-year-old or 19-year-old woman, like, I mean, how much do you really know in life? You don't know
Yeah,
that
and I
much.
think like
So,
coming in, like no one's thinking about double, triple checking like the medical staff, and
yeah,
also how do you do that? Like you don't have like there's no like review system. Like it's not
yeah,
there's nothing that you could really know other than word of mouth. But like you really are going into a lot of these situations blind. Yeah.
because there is no really like, I mean, when you have, for example, when you have these hospitals, right? You have these top doctors that are so that will show up if and make a decision if it's I don't know if you need a surgery or not, whatever the situation is. But when it comes to team, when we're talking the team medical staff, right? You don't have this somebody that is above them that can always check. I don't know.
Yeah, and the
Every
funny
six
thing
months,
with
or you
like
guys are still on top of your business, like
yeah.
or
For
something like that.
Stanford, the thing is like you think they have that because Stanford Medical is like a top premier research institution, and they also have a hospital on
Yeah,
campus. So when you're
yeah, oh
coming
yeah,
in, you're
yeah.
thinking,
That's a big
oh,
next
like
episode.
they're connected. Like I'll be able to use those resources. No, like
Yeah,
Stanford Medical and like Stanford Athletics, like medical are two
yeah,
separate entities. So you don't realize like that is not the same. So I think we trusted or like going to Stanford, you trusted even more so because of the name of like Stanford Medical, and you don't
yeah,
realize it's not the same thing. So once again, like that's one of those things like you just don't know that going in. Like you think, oh, I can go down the street, they got top doctors over here. It's like that's not for
yeah.
you. So it's
No,
really
that's not for you,
unfortunate.
extent.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, that's sad. But I mean, thank God. You said your grandma saw something, and then
Yeah.
you went outside
Yeah.
and did it. And yeah, I mean I mean things are great today. And I mean the season you did end up getting your I mean having a good season, really good season from if that was exactly after COVID. So it's 2021, 22.
Yeah, so when I went to Notre Dame, like
Yeah,
I the first couple games were a little rough, but
yeah.
I started clicking, I'd say like we had a game against DePaul right before the Christmas break, and I remember we were like starting to lose, and people who know, you never lose the game before the Christmas break because when you come back, it's
Uh,
the worst. Like you're thinking about what are we gonna do in practice?
yeah,
So I was like, whatever I have to do for us to win this game, we're gonna win this game. I think I ended up having like 21 points or something like that, and I think that was like one of my best games of the season in my
yeah.
collegiate career. And that's like around that time when I stuff started clicking, and then January, February, March, I just continued to add on to that. So it definitely ended up on a high note.
So how is uh, I'm gonna ask it because well, when you got hurt, I mean, you've been basically battling 2 3 I mean 2 years with the injury. Your confidence. I mean, you came in as a with expectations, right? For yourself,
Yeah,
not just the rankings outside. Like for yourself, you have that swagger. You know that you're a top player, but you never get the chance to show it because of the health issues. And then when you got back, you gotta, find your rhythm and all that. How was that mental process for you? Or was it just that when you had that game, when you're playing, you were down, there is no thought to it, and you just had to win the game, and then you realize, oh, I can still play? Or was it, how
yeah,
is the
I think
mental thing when it comes to, the confidence part of knowing? Because I'm asking that question because honestly, I mean, yeah, everybody's equal as human beings, but let's face it, let's be real. Like on a basketball team, some guys have, or some people have bigger roles than others. That's just the way it is. So you gotta
yeah,
carry yourself, confidence, all that, a certain type of way, right? And
I think
for you to be one of the best players, and now you gotta get back to being the best
yeah,
player on the team.
I think it
I'm
was
not. It's not really a humble question, but I'm just
no,
saying.
it's not, but it's a real question, and I feel like I mean,
Yeah,
if you're a player and you don't have confidence, even if you're like a bench warmer, like you're not gonna get better, you're not gonna be successful in whatever role you have. But for me, yeah, like I came in there knowing that I wanted to play well and have a great year so I can get drafted for the WNBA, and they don't just
yeah.
take people just because oh you scored 2 points, but like it doesn't work
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
that ain't gonna
My
happen.
my
Yeah,
career before that did not
matter.
show what I was capable of. I think the first month or two, like I definitely had really low confidence. And I was coming from a system where it was very restrictive. So
Yeah,
2 3 years, being in a restrictive environment, you get used to just
yeah,
shutting off how you play, your intuition, what
yeah.
you need to do. And then I come to Notre Dame, they're like, no, you be you, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't, I'm used to these I don't know training wheels or metal bars or both while I'm playing,
Yeah,
but this is like a big difference. And then it definitely that also affected my confidence because I'm just
yeah,
trying to learn how to play a new system, and then also with my foot injury, like I'm still
yeah.
not feeling like 100%. But I will say, like the coaches and my teammates at Notre Dame, like they
Hmm.
really helped me with my confidence. I remember a lot of the first games, like them talking to me, um, and just reminding me, like you're here, like you can do this, you can do that, like you can play free. Like we want you to be successful, and we know when you're successful, our team will be successful. And I do think it wasn't until I think mentally I started to be more confident, but I was like still
Yeah,
doubting. But once I got to that game against DePaul, I was like, okay, like now I'm starting to click. Now I'm starting to feel like myself because I was just in a flow. I still feel like during the season there were times where doubt or confidence, just because like okay, that was one game. Okay, like
yeah.
we have other games to
Of
play.
course.
But I do think that was a big change in my confidence, and then realizing like, oh, I can do this. Like, I'm playing my game. So that really helped, and that helped us really do well towards the end of the season.
Shit. Okay, and yeah, dude, that's a great way to put it. But because I mean, for wearing your shoes, I mean, it is just expected that you some of your teammates are expecting that at some point she's gonna come back and show us this is the Maya Dodson that we brought
Yeah,
here.
I
Like,
had
you
some
know,
teammates that I played USA with in high school.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
they knew like the caliber of player I was too. So I think that's what helped.
yeah,
Like they knew what I was capable of. So it's not like I'm a new girl coming in and nobody
no,
knows me and they're like, who is this? She's not really playing that well. She's like 60%. Like there wasn't any
yeah.
of that. So that made a difference as well.
Okay, how did the season go for the team?
We
Did
ended up
y'all
making
end up?
it to the Sweet 16. We
Okay.
could have made it Elite Eight, but right at the end, we lost. But honestly, like the last game, I did not play well. Like I got two quick fouls in the beginning, and I put a lot of pressure on myself too.
Looks like it still bothers you. That still bothers you, right?
Yeah, like it's March Madness, so in my head I'm thinking, okay, like let's play. Let me show all
Yeah.
the like WNBA scouts like what I'm able to do. Like I was on the
Oh,
WNBA
yeah,
like
yeah.
draft boards, but it's like that can like if you have a really
Yeah.
great March Madness like run, that could help you as well.
Yeah, that changes. That can change
Um,
everything.
that game I didn't play the best, so I was definitely like on myself, like, oh no, like they're not going to take me now, or like things like that. Obviously,
Hmm.
that didn't end up happening, but um, that's one thing I learned from that game of like putting too much pressure and trying to do too much at once can have the opposite effect of what you want. But overall, like that was one game, and like
Yeah.
that was maybe Coach Ivy's second or third year as head coach at Notre Dame, and like that really changed her trajectory of like she was rebuilding it after. I don't know if you know like Notre Dame players, but like Enrique Agumbawale, Marina, they
Yeah,
had
yeah. I heard you.
like people who are in the W now and
The
have
thing,
been there
yeah.
for a while and are killing it. So it was rebuilding, but that was like the year was like Notre Dame's back now. Like Coach Ivy's at the helm and we're back.
Yeah.
It was a great season for us.
Okay, so how was the draft process for you? How was the draft
Definitely
process?
nerve
Girls
wracking
in general, I don't
because
even know.
honestly,
You
like
have to do workouts and stuff, like all that, or how is it?
so
The
for
on
me
the
it was a
women?
little different
Yeah.
because while I was trying to get prepared for the draft, which isn't that far off after like March Madness and the finals
Yeah.
anyway, I was still trying to get another year eligibility. So like I was
Oh.
trying with those 2 years of like I barely played, like trying to get that
Yeah.
back because I didn't
Yeah.
I barely played those 2 years. But because
Yeah.
it wasn't a cookie cutter, like they have like cookie cutter, I'd say like
Yeah.
ways of getting another year, and mine did not fit into that. And also like I needed
Oh.
my Stanford to say, "Hey, like we messed up," which they're never gonna do. So I was
No.
still waiting for that decision, like because we appealed it. I think they declined. Like that whole year, I was trying to figure that out because I really did
Yeah.
want to stay at Notre Dame another year, and I felt like okay, I
Okay.
showed what I could do this year. If I had an additional year, I would be even higher of a draft pick. So
Yeah.
I was battling those two things, and it wasn't until maybe 2 3 weeks before the draft that um, we found out that it got declined again. I was not. They couldn't try it again, and I had to go and say, okay, like what agent am I gonna get? I was stressing. I'm like, okay, like WNBA. But for us, it's different. We don't have like with compared to like I'd say the NBA. Like they have those draft combines and they have all those
Yeah.
go and work out for teams. We don't do any of that. It's really like
Okay. Yeah. So they don't
sit.
do that on the girl side.
No, you're gonna sit. Like some people got invited to the WNBA draft. Like
Yeah.
at the actual place. I didn't end up getting invited, but I was at Notre Dame and we threw a draft party in our
Yeah.
locker room. My parents came out, so like I had my
Yeah.
draft party experience. Um, but yeah, it was really like just waiting, talking to some like different teams they call, and
Yeah.
they'll ask you questions, things like that. But it was nothing like not as long, and it's very quick from going from the end of March Madness to the WNBA draft
Yeah.
to training camp. Very quick, like maybe a month or a little bit more of time.
That's really fast from school to the league. So in a month.
Yeah,
Okay, so and you ended up okay. So you got drafted by I saw from by Phoenix,
yeah.
third round, second pick.
Third
Right?
round, yeah. And technically, like out of I think number 26 out of everyone, but like yeah,
Yeah,
third round. Um, so that was like exciting. I mean, third round is the last round, so I was kind
yeah.
of like, and we had one. There was this one other young lady that was also named Maya, and she got drafted, but like in the first round. So we heard like Maya, and I think I think her last name
Oh,
Dodson or something, and we're
I,
like,
I, I.
and it was not me.
Ah.
I was like, oh my gosh, like I was not expect. I was like, oh no, that was a
Oh my
joke,
God.
real joke. But
Man, that's tough. But you did get drafted at least.
yeah,
I
yeah,
by
yeah,
Phoenix at
yeah.
least.
So
So
I knew
Phoenix,
like
Phoenix.
talking to my coaches, like Phoenix had some interest, and
Yeah,
shout out to Skylar Diggins, like she was on the team at the time, and she definitely I feel like was like, you need to take a look at my one my Notre Dame girl. So it was like that Notre Dame connection. And then I
okay.
ended up getting drafted there, so that was a cool experience.
So, how's it? Because you just mentioned, yeah, y'all don't have these draft combines and all that like
Yeah,
they have on the men's side. Because from, I mean, learning more and more, it sounds like it's hard no matter what, but it's harder for girls in a way, or at least women, to even get into to make the teams since you don't get to. I mean, you don't get to show up in this I don't know team workouts, pre-draft workouts, and they just throw you into the training camp right away.
yeah,
And
yeah. I think there might be like a when I was
they have
coming
some
up,
elite.
maybe like a draft combine, but it wasn't um like it was different. I think it was just getting started, so
Yeah,
it wasn't like I don't. I might be making this up. Anyway, it didn't. Like you said, yeah,
yeah,
it was. It's definitely hard to make it, and then you're thrown right in. Once you get drafted, it's like okay, like in a week or two, you're in training camp, and
yeah,
it's like 4 or 5 weeks of trying to make a team, and it's. I thought USA was like a cutthroat environment. That was the most cutthroat environment I had.
yeah,
WNBA training camp is on another level because at least with USA, I knew when they were gonna cut us. Like they had it outside the door, all our
yeah.
numbers, and you say, okay,
Okay.
on a Thursday after this practice, we're doing another cut. So
Yeah.
after they put it up, everybody runs to the door. You look for your for your number, and then
Okay.
you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
But WNBA, like you come in one day and you might get cut, or 3 days after, or you're hanging out with your friend, and then the next day you come in the locker room and all their stuff's cleaned out, and then it's just on to the next, and you're like, am I gonna get cut next? Like,
Oh.
what do
Okay.
you have to do? Like, so it's definitely a very nerve wracking like place, but I think the thing I really appreciated my first year were the vets. They understood how nerve wracking it is, especially for rookies and
Yeah.
everyone in general. So they made it like they didn't add to the fire of being like not friendly or
Yeah.
helpful, even though they know like a lot of us weren't gonna make the team. They went out of
Yeah.
their way to like to still treat us the same and welcome us and try to make the experience as enjoyable as it can be, because it is still enjoyable to be able to be there and
Yeah.
have a chance to make a team, but also play with all these great players. Like Skylar Diggins was on the team, Tina Charles, Diana Taurasi, like I was
Yeah,
in there
still,
like,
yeah. I mean, it is
where am I? Why am I here? Like,
exactly.
next to Skylar, my locker. I was like, let me make sure my locker's clean. None of the stuff her. Like, if
Exactly.
you need something, I'ma scoot over. Like, she's cool people, but you understand,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, but still, yeah,
like
of
I'm
course,
not
I get
stepping on
it.
their toes. Like, this is not.
No,
Like,
not your
we're gonna be
first
quiet.
weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's like funny. So, how did it go? Did you, yeah, did you make the team or did you not? Because that's the women NBA side of it.
So
I
I
haven't
didn't
really.
make it, but like that's another thing. Like it's crazy how you can get cut. Like it's like for
Yeah,
me.
how was it for you?
So so the training camp's about I think 4 weeks, and we have like two exhibition
Yeah,
games. So like I got through the two exhibition games. It was maybe 3 4 days before our first game. So like you make it to the first game, you're like safe for now. They could still cut you later,
yeah,
but at least you made the team initially.
yeah.
A lot of my friends got cut like the same day, like that, and I didn't hear anything from the GM, so I was like, oh my gosh, am I getting cut? And he ended up calling me. He said, no, like we're still figuring things out. Like I'm sorry I didn't have time to talk to you, yada yada. So I'm
Hmm.
like going through the numbers, like you know how many spots they have, who they have, and what
Yeah.
position. I'm talking to like one of the vets, and she's like, no, like, just keep playing. You should be good. Like looking at the numbers, like you have a chance of making this team. There's nobody else. So I'm like, okay, like cool. Come to practice the next day. They brought in another post player that I knew like was a hot like was in the league for a while. I was like, oh no. And it was at a
Oh,
time in the training camp where they're getting ready to scout for the first game. So like it's
yeah.
2 days out. So this is not the time where I'm able to show like try to show
Nah.
something.
Now
This
they're
is just
preparing for
like
this.
so it was a done deal. Like they knew that I wasn't they weren't gonna take me, but I had to just play hard the next 2 days, knowing like I was not their pick. So I ended up getting cut the day the day before the game. It was like after our like last practice, I think, before the game. Getting cut.
Oh, that's tough.
I
Oh,
remember
God.
like
Sorry to hear that. That's tough. That's
yeah,
one of the
like I knew I
toughest.
was getting cut. So after practice, like I
Yeah.
was standing there on the court because everyone's going to take their shower. I'm like, I know they want to talk to me, so I was just sitting there, and then the head coach like, okay, Maya, like let's go upstairs. You're like, oh, let me not cry in front of them. Let me smile. Blah blah blah. Got
Hmm.
cut. Went into the back locker room. Started crying, and all the vets were like, "Don't cry, Maya. Don't cry." So like, it was a crazy
Yeah, that's tough.
experience.
That's tough
Yeah, but like,
because you.
I say that, but like,
But
that's
that's
not.
a business move the way you got cut though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
It was.
that's not. It wasn't like you weren't good enough. That was straight up like, okay, now we're bringing in another vet. That's
Yeah,
already
yeah.
you
So
know, so,
like,
so it
it
has
was.
nothing to do
It's
with you. It's Phoenix we're talking about. It is.
yeah,
I mean, we're still talking about Phoenix Mercury. It's not one of the lower ranked teams. Like we talking about one of the best teams. Like so. I mean,
yeah, and no matter if it's like the best team or like lowest. It's like I said, my experience is not even the worst that like getting cut
no, no,
gets me
not at all.
into the W. So like um but the first time really does
So
sting.
okay, so I mean, how did the Minnesota situation? Because you did get to Minnesota Lynx at some point.
Yeah, so that was an interesting that was a total 180 from Phoenix. Like Phoenix in exhibition
Yeah,
games, I was playing during practice. I
yeah.
remember like the first exhibition game. I think I went. Did I play or did I not play? Maybe I played like a minute. Like
Okay.
like so that was like I was expecting like oh it's the first exhibition game like she'll put everyone in. That was definitely like my ego was like okay like you're on a different playing field now and the Lynx
Yeah.
obviously like another really great program but learning how to adapt to that where I don't think ever in my career I've played garbage minutes. Not even when I was like coming back injured, like never. So like getting used to
Yeah,
that.
those minutes, yeah, those are,
Yeah,
oof, yeah, that's
I mean, I knew when
right.
I wasn't playing, like from the first
Yeah,
exhibition game, which is maybe like 2, 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks out. I can't remember. Like, oh,
yeah,
I'm not making this team. Like, this is not happening. But they haven't called me or said anything. So you still gotta play. And it was a
yeah,
difficult situation for me because coming in, I never shot a three my whole collegiate career. Like I'm just now starting to
yeah,
shoot more threes, shoot more in general as well. I
yeah,
come into the Lynx training camp and Sylvia Fowles just retired, so they totally revamped their like style of play. And I remember like some of the first shooting drills right off the bat was like, okay, we're shooting threes, but like we want you to shoot NBA threes because they share the
yeah,
same gym as the Timberwolves, so they
man,
have the line.
yeah,
Or no, we were on the other side, but still, like they kind of know how far out it
yeah,
is. I was like, well, why am I here? Like it was either threes or layups. And I was like, I was nervous every day. My mom was like, "You got this, Maya." Like just, but like I was so nerve wracking because I never felt comfortable. Like Phoenix, I felt comfortable after a while with the
yeah,
style of play, things like that. The Lynx, like it was definitely nerve wracking, but I think it showed for me, at least for myself, and maybe for the Lynx as well. Like I didn't give up. I didn't look the best shooting those NBA threes. Let me tell you that. But there were some there were some practices where I started hitting them because I was forced out of my comfort zone. So like I
yeah,
I learned a valuable lesson and just keep going and like when you are pushed out of your comfort zone in a situation where you really want to be your best, but like sometimes it's
yeah,
just not your strong suit. But that was a great experience because they ended up playing in Toronto. It was like a sold out crowd. Played my 2 minutes at the end, got a basket,
yeah,
so I'm on the box score. I knew I was gonna get
yeah,
cut.
yeah, I saw that part,
Yeah, I was like,
I
okay,
saw
I'm gonna
that.
get cut. We were in the airport. They're like, "Oh, can you come with me?" I got cut in the airport, so that was a new experience for me. Me
Oh
and my
wow,
other friends
yo,
got
they
cut.
cold blooded this woman's NBA. What the hell is going on? We talking about
I mean, I was like, okay, at
hold
least you
on.
don't have to go back
Wait,
and
wait.
practice and then get cut. At least I
Counting.
get cut in the airport. So
We get back to the crib. So
yeah, so
everybody talking about Chris Paul got sent home. This right here, bro, this is no, no, it's sad. I mean, I'm laughing because I'm just laughing to be honest. I'm kind of, I mean, I'm shocked to be honest. I'm shocked that they're doing it that way because it is the top level. I mean, it doesn't get higher than that for now, at least when we talk about
yeah,
on the women's side, and for them to not even having a, I don't know, a more proper way to handle firing players,
yeah,
kind of stuff,
and
like
it's partly also like how they have. Well, they're right now trying to negotiate the new CBA, but like also just like the
yeah,
rules and protocols about roster sizes. A lot of that stuff affects kind of how they roll, but still, it's definitely very like ooh like, and that's why I know a lot of players who played in the WNBA or maybe try
mhm,
out for training camp, and they're like, you know what, I'm done. Like I'm gonna stay overseas. I have my guaranteed contract.
yeah,
They love me out here, or maybe it's just more stable. And I definitely understand
exactly,
that because like how it is, and even if you make the team, like you can get cut,
yeah,
get quit. Still, like they can
exactly.
cut you, bring you back for 7 day. Like it's a lot. And they do that not only to like the rookies. You see vets like
Yeah,
randomly be out. They played in the W for like 2 years and then they're out. And then it takes them I don't know 3 years to get back. Things like that. So it's definitely
yeah,
a
that's a problem. It's a
hard
problem. They
environment.
got, I mean, they got a lot of problems on that women's NBA side when it comes to just having that some
Yeah,
things in order. It is a lot that has to be fixed. I mean,
and
but
it's hard because like when you look on the
yeah,
men's side, like the men's side, I'm sure there's stories like that,
yeah,
but they also have the G League. So
yeah,
like when
exactly.
I think about like back to like my Phoenix time, Minnesota, I knew
Yeah,
I wasn't making it, so we're not even gonna go there. But
yeah.
Phoenix,
Okay.
like if they had a G League, like maybe I would have been one of those two-way players. Like, oh, like we like
Yeah,
her, but you need some time. Like, go play in our G League. We'll bring you back up when we have availability or we have
yeah,
and that's a different look. And then you look at the NBA, they're carrying like 15, I think sometimes 20 when I look at the box score. Like
yeah,
players on a roster, they only got I think 12 is the max, except with like exceptions with like injury and
yeah,
things like that. So like that's a very small amount of spots, you know. So
yeah. No, it is not.
a lot of
That's
these
nothing.
dynamics are what's making it how it is, and I mean that's why right now they're fighting a lot. The WNBPA and the players and everything to try to get a better CBA for where the WNBA is now and the trajectory as well, not just thinking about now, but if we're locked into this for years, like
Yeah,
we want to be able to make sure that we're setting ourselves up good because you can't. It's not like you just randomly change it next year. Like, oh, we don't like this
no,
anymore. Like, no, you're stuck.
exactly.
But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There's a lot that people don't realize with the W that that they're trying to change. Um, but yeah,
they
it's
got a big problem coming their way, which I'm gonna ask you later. But we're gonna get
yeah.
into that. I really want to hear your answer about that. But before we get there, so okay, so Mir that I don't know. Yeah, yeah, Minnesota. You get caught on the airport. Lovely. So how did you? So how did you? That did you kind of make a decision after that? Like let me just go try this overseas thing and see what it's about.
Well, when I
Or
got cut
oh,
from Minnesota, it was after
mhm.
my first year in Poland. So like I was starting my career overseas, so it's different if
Okay,
I didn't play overseas. I think it would be a harder
okay,
jump.
I
I
missed that
was
stuff.
making a name for myself. So I got cut. I actually ended up going to New Zealand that summer. Um,
Okay,
so that was cool. Unfortunately, I got injured when I was there. But went to New Zealand. Then I went to my
so
next
how
year.
was the Poland season? You talking about you just glanced over that season like it was like you didn't
It
play.
was 3 months, but like in my head, like I really enjoyed it. Like it was a great
Okay,
season. But like it's different three
maybe
months or two and a half because I got injured compared to like
yeah,
Poland or Spain where it's like 6 to 8 months, and like New Zealand at that time was on the like off season of
yeah.
the
Well,
overseas.
maybe yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, New
during
Zealand exactly. It's like the summer or something. Yeah, I know they have
yeah, like
different. They play
now it's
different time.
during like the same time as like the regular overseas schedule. Like they're
Yeah.
playing now. I think they're in the finals soon. My old team, I think, is
Good.
maybe in the finals or semifinals. So shout out to Tokomano Queens. Like, let's go. But that's what made it different. Like it was like 2.5. It was more of a summer thing compared to like Poland and Spain, where I'm thinking more like,
Yeah.
oh, like the W. What am I doing?
Yeah.
There, it was more okay. Like it's cool. Let me go to New Zealand, play basketball. Never been to New Zealand.
Exactly.
Like didn't even know where it was
Yeah.
on the map, honestly. But it was a great
Yeah. Still
experience.
don't know. I still don't know,
Yeah,
but I know it's somewhere.
yeah, it's all the way next to like Australia, and I was like, oh wow. But like
Yeah.
it opened up my mind. Like that's the one thing I love about overseas is being able to travel when you can. Obviously, when I'm in Spain, I'm not traveling to
Yeah.
like just France like every
Yeah.
week.
Exactly.
Like it's not like that. Especially since I don't play in a Euro Cup, EuroLeague team. But you still have those moments
Yeah.
where it's like, wow, I'm in New Zealand. So
Okay. So okay, I got that. So and then after that New Zealand season, so wait, so it was New Zealand or Poland, New Zealand, NBA situation, and then wait, what? Oh no, sorry. Yeah, yeah. What's the order here? I'll try to.
so well, I'll start with got drafted, went to the Mercury, then got
Yeah,
cut, went
Mercury,
to Poland, then went to the Lynx, got cut,
hey,
went to New Zealand,
New
then
Zealand.
got injured, but then halfway through the season, I went to Spain to play for Garnica. So I played that season in Garnica, a half season. The next season, I came back to Garnica, so that was my second year in Spain. And then now I'm on my fourth year in total, or like year three in Spain, and I'm playing for Leganes. So that's like
Okay.
the trajectory.
So you have 2 years with
Yeah, with Garnica.
Nick,
Yeah,
or one and a half.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
1.5 season could put. How did those season go? Or at least last season. How did it go for y'all last season with the team?
Honestly, for me, it was a disappointing season, and like the
Yeah.
reason for that was okay. My first season, I'm coming in injured. I'm getting used to Spanish league, and like style of play is something different. Like you either love it or you hate it, and I was like, it was a lot to learn, and I felt like it took some games to kind of feel like okay, I understand. I'm not a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
I got into my second season in Guernica, and I actually got hurt playing pickup. One thing I learned from that in the summer,
Oh,
before my game, before I got to Guernica,
yeah.
one, be very like picky who you play Guernica. Sorry, who you play pickup with, and two, like I made the
Yeah.
bad decision of I didn't have my ankle braces that one time. I always play with ankle braces, so
Yeah. No,
I went
those
up.
things matter.
Yeah, last shot, I'm like, I haven't really got the ball that much. Let me try to get a bucket here
Yeah.
on the elbow. I should have been done like 2 games earlier, but that's how we play. Like it's dumb. I go to shoot, her leg is like under my leg. I land on it,
No.
and it's my ankle. So I get to Guernica. I work myself back. That I'm able to play the first
Yeah.
game. Am I 100%? No, but I at least
Nah.
played the full season, and I'm like, okay, like
Yeah.
I can still do this my second year. Talking to coach, like, yeah, like you're gonna be more of a main main part of our team now that you're here.
Yeah.
Got there, it didn't work out that way, and like obviously sometimes that happens, but I knew that I was better than that, and I think it was hard,
Yeah.
especially with how much I pushed to get back from that injury, and I felt like I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like I'm coming and I'm working on my game, like it's just
Yeah.
not showing it in the games,
In the games.
and
Yeah.
I think looking back, it was partly like I think people don't realize this, especially if they don't play. Like, if you don't have a good system that really
With
values and
benefits.
utilizes your abilities, you can
Yeah.
be Michael Jordan, but it's not gonna show. And that's
No,
exactly
no, that's true. That's true. It matters. It
that's
matters.
exactly what I felt like that year. And I didn't realize like I wanted these stats in my head also, like thinking like, oh, these are stats
Yeah.
I got in Poland, which everywhere is different. I talked to one of my mental performance coach and Khalees, shout out to her. Like
Yeah.
I started working with her like halfway through that season because I was just mentally like also taking myself out of the games because I had these standards and I'm here and I was just
Yeah.
discouraged. But like talking to her, it's like you're taking what 4 or 5 shots a game and you're upset because you're not averaging 15 and 10 and you only get 40 shots a game. It's
Yeah. I
like
mean,
come
it's
on, like
impossible.
you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like let's just see what you
Yeah.
can do with what you got. And I was able to play so much better towards the end of the season, but it's because I mentally was able to like lock in and just do what I do and not expect to be utilized correctly. Honestly, like that was I think the
Yeah.
hardest part of that season. Especially now coming to a whole different place, which honestly I was trying to leave Spain after my Guernica season. Like I thought Spain
Yeah.
wasn't for me. Like the team I'm on now, I got the offer, I declined it, and my agent like
Damn.
3 weeks after I told him like decline it, he's like the coach really wants to talk to you. Like call won't hurt. It's like what is he going on about? But okay, like I'm gonna take a call because you never know.
Yeah.
You just never know, especially how these coaches change and who knows who.
Yeah.
It's good to be connected. And when I talk to
Well,
my coach now, I was like, he really took the time to like understand my game and understand how I should have been utilized when I was in Guernica and
yeah.
how not only just saying it, but also knowing like when I saw the plays and saw also like when they started to show the players that were coming, okay, like this is gonna be a good fit for me.
Yeah.
And not a lot of coaches like take the time to show you film or show you like games from last year and like, oh, this is like what I would have done differently, or this is what you should like critiquing, but in a good way. Like, hey, like this is like a shot you should be taking. Like, I want to go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna give it a chance.
Yeah, it don't make you look at
Like,
the situation differently, I guess, if you actually, when you see
yeah,
that
so
he's
like I
putting
always
effort.
loved Spain, but I thought
Yeah.
I was just gonna be back in Spain when I'm retired and I don't know, get my regular job or something like that. But um, yeah, that's kind of how my those 2 years, my first 2 years, they were rough. I had a lot of other stuff, not only on this court but just outside of the court. Deal, like sometimes when you're dealing with a club or like it's just like there's a lot of stuff sometimes you got to deal with that people don't realize
Yeah.
is not just on the court. Um, but yeah, that was my first 2 years, and then I'm here in like Ines, so it's been a journey in Spain. It's been a journey, but so far it's been fun. We're learning, we're getting better. I'm playing the type of basketball that I always envisioned I would
Yeah.
while I was here. So like I really can't complain on those fronts.
I mean, look like I mean now look from I started watching it. I'm not gonna lie, I started watching from the second quarter of your game on Sunday, right? So I'm just gonna keep on. But it looked like you're really free out there. You don't.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
look like you even forcing anything. To be honest, you look really free, and you fit the team's system perfectly. And then yeah, you can basically do whatever you want to when you need to. I can tell at least you had that. It looked like you had that room, but
Yeah,
even
it
if it
was a
wasn't necessary
crazy
that game.
game
But
actually because we played against Guernica. We were playing there, so like
yeah.
there's a lot of
Oh,
emotions
okay. So
there.
there was a lot of
Like
emotions going on in
first
there.
time back. Um, I remember like one of my friends telling me like the narrative that they had about me is that I underperformed when I was at Guernica, so that's why I wasn't back there.
Smack them right yesterday,
So
at least. But
I definitely took that some type of way because like
yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like, yeah, I
Okay.
underperformed, but it's not, don't put it all, the blame on me. And I was like, I didn't want to go there and be like, hey, like, look what I can do. It's just, I wasn't able to do that there. But yeah, like that
23
game,
points for y'all.
yeah, yeah, like that game for me was like, I felt like I didn't even realize that I got like 17 points that game. Like I thought, because it, like you said, like, and it felt like that for me. Like I was just playing the flow of the game. I wasn't trying to
Yeah.
force anything. My teammates are playing an amazing game as well. I was just focusing on what I usually do and like the small little things, and it worked. And I've had a lot of games like that here where I'm just like, there's nothing more I need to do to be successful other than showing up and playing my game. When I was at
Yeah.
Granada, it was different. I was like, oh, what do I got to do to try to get this point? Or like, I don't know what to
Yeah.
do, or where do I go? I was overthinking a lot because it was a different setup. But yeah, we had a great time. It was great to see a lot of my old friends. Some of them had my Guernica jersey on, so I was able to take photos with them. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so
it
that
was
was, it was a lot going into that game. So I mean, for me, I'm just watching that game. I was
yeah,
thinking, but
yeah,
then
yeah.
now,
No one knows the backstory, unless it's like
yeah,
if you know. But like,
of
it was a
course,
full circle moment for me because it's like, look where I am now.
yeah.
So
I'm killing y'all. I'm not even trying. And y'all
yeah,
said I'm underperformed. That's what it looks now because I was like saying it felt like you were free of just playing the game, and now you're telling me you had all that in the back of your mind. I mean that shows character because I know playing on a former team, man, those games it's listen, I'm throwing it up. Then it's gonna go good or bad. At least that's how I was as a player. And sometimes it didn't work out. So
yeah,
so so it's actually that sticks even more for them. Like she didn't even force anything, and this is who she is.
yeah,
17, walking 17 like nothing. Now, but that was okay. So listen, it's been great, but I have of course, some questions before we wrap up.
yeah,
This topic is this one of the reasons why to be honest, I was afraid of start covering women's basketball in general because of the women NBA situation where players want to get paid, right? So you have that war going on. As a female basketball player, now you just mentioned it's a lot more going on than just we need more. We need to we need to get paid. Since hair girls are getting cut at the airport, or I don't know,
Yeah.
showing up to practice, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what, we don't need you anymore, and there is no landing spot like a G League team or anything like
Yeah.
that. At least when you get cut, like we just talked about. But yesterday I saw something crazy that honestly I didn't believe it. Project B.
Oh yeah, I'm just learning. Like, I honestly just listened to a podcast maybe
Yeah,
was it 2 days ago? Because I had braids. I had to take them out, so I
yeah,
needed a
yeah,
podcast
yeah.
to listen to taking my braids out. But I was listening to, I don't remember what podcast, but it was about Project
Yeah.
B. Yeah.
I mean, listen, if women NBA, I'm just asking this question as a hooper. They be talking about they need to get more pay or all that, which is true. I mean, they definitely deserve more. Everybody deserves more on that league, but that's the at least one of the problems. But now when you got problem B coming in with that type of situation, from at least we don't anything. I don't think everything is clear for everybody, but from what I at least from what I read and saw, they're gonna get paid. Well, everybody's getting paid on Project B. At least that problem is resolved. So, is that something that y'all girls have started to think about? Like, yo, you know what? I mean, for you, for example, I know you tried to get back to the women's NBA, but now it's like, screw. You know what? Maybe I should just go to the other side because now women NBA players will go to Project B for sure because the
Yeah.
money is a huge difference. When we talk, it's not like they get 2% more. It's like all of a sudden they talk about seven, eight figures.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be interesting because like I don't know who they have yet for Project B, but I think they have like
NECA.
some of the most like okay, so highest
So
caliber
that's what I
players
saw.
in the highest caliber players in the WNBA. I
So
think it's gonna be interesting. Okay, like for a player like me, that's a little different. I'm not a NECA. I'm not, so them coming over and getting that money, like that's great for them. And it's gonna
yeah,
be interesting to see if we have more players like a NECA where she'll play Project B, and I'm sure she'll be back in the W when the season starts. But there might be some players at a high caliber that play Project B, and they say, "Hey, like I'm gonna take the rest of this season off. I'm not playing the W." So it's gonna be interesting to see like that dynamic,
yeah,
and then also like when it continues to grow, like a Project B, or I think Project B is cool because they have international players as well, so it might be a
yeah.
little bit different than like Unrivaled or
Anything
Athletes
we see.
Unlimited, where I think they might have. Um, if they were international, they were WNBA players still,
Yeah,
or had some connection to WNBA. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see if it changes anything. I mean, when I was listening to the podcast, Elena Beard was talking about. I mean, she played in
yeah,
the W, vet, like really great player. Project B isn't. They're not trying to like take anything away from the W. Like she spent a whole bunch of time trying to get the W where it needs to
yeah.
be, but it's still going to be competition no matter what, even if it's on a different timetable. I don't know when Project B is supposed to be like the
No, I haven't
season.
seen. I haven't checked that part out.
I think they're still in the early stages because I think it's starting next year. I mean, next year's coming up soon, but I don't think it's like
Yeah, yeah, really.
it's it's still in its. There's still a lot of stuff we're waiting to learn about it, but you just never know, especially as it continues to grow. Like let's say Project B in like 20-25 years, like if it's still successful, like it's the same trajectory as where the W is, where we're in like
Yeah,
I don't know exactly, but past 25 years of the W, and you see how much growth and like how exponentially it's growing now. Like
yeah,
you never know, Project B might be like 12 teams, and And I mean, in 10 years, I don't think I'm still going to be playing. But let's say in 7 years,
Let's
it's
hope. Oh,
exponentially growing and I'm still
yeah,
playing. That opens a lot of spots, and maybe players like me that aren't like the highest like caliber players in the W right now have a
yeah,
chance of playing in Project B and making a good amount of money. Maybe I won't want to go to the W,
definitely.
or maybe I won't want to play overseas all the time. Maybe I'll just go to Project B for a little bit and then go home and recover because the
Yeah,
season's
exactly.
long.
Y'all don't.
So playing
Yeah, y'all
overseas.
have longer season than most men. I mean, when you have to actually, some of them, some girls, exactly, they play with W and then they go overseas right away. Like
Yeah,
I
and
see
it's
that.
not healthy.
No,
So it's
no,
like
not at all.
I'm trying to learn figure that out as well. So
No, I was really excited when I saw that. To be honest, because, I mean, I saw that and then I saw NECA's face. So I was like, okay, so everything just gave a
yeah,
little
she
extra.
must have just posted that then. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was something
on
like that.
Instagram. I'm hit or miss. I'll find stuff and then I will not see anything. So yeah, like that's super cool because I don't think she played in Unrivaled. I mean, yeah, she didn't. No, she didn't. So like it's cool. Like oh, she wanted to do Project B, but Unrivaled was, and it's kind of similar
Yeah.
but not. It's totally different. Like it's cool to travel a lot. So yeah, it's gonna be cool to see like what players decide to do and kind of how it affects or doesn't affect the W. So
No, no, no. Thank you. I mean, thanks for your opinion. I just saw that yesterday, and I was with my friend. I mean, he's a basketball guy. Told me, "Yo, what the hell's going on, man?" Like, you know, because I mean, we cover it. I mean, I try to cover women. I'm not covering, but at least know what's going on the girl side. Since I mean, now I have a daughter. I don't even know if she can play basketball. But just at least as a father, I was like, you know what? I have to know what's going on the
yeah,
girl side now. If she want to play, then. At least I can answer a
yeah.
question or two or something, So I just felt that responsibility. I'm sounding like a super dad. That's not the case, but I'm just saying, like, at least
It's
I'm like,
okay.
yo,
You can grow into the super dad. We need the
yeah,
super
I mean, I'm trying.
uh daughter dads. My dad's that way, so we love him.
Yeah, girls change us. I was like, you know what? I have to go watch. So all of a sudden, I go watch some girls' games now more, just because. I mean, she only 4, but still, I'm like, yo,
You just
you
never
know.
know. You never know.
So he's changing so much. But I think I have everything. Is it anything? Or we can before we wrap up. Can you talk a little bit about your situation? At least I see that because I see that you're vlogging or at least posting content on
Yeah, yeah,
social
yeah.
media about your journey and all that. At least share some of it, or are you just doing it on just for fun or whatever it is? Because it's
I mean,
dope.
it is fun, but I think one thing like my family always has been trying to get me to do like something like this because they're like, you have really good
Yeah.
insights about things and and your family says like, yeah, right. Of course you think that you're my family, but like the more people say that, and like I talked to one of my good friends, but also we played in high school, and she knows more about like the social media stuff because for me,
Yeah.
like social media isn't my thing, but I'm making it my
No,
thing
I'm
now.
terrible. I'm terrible.
So I think part of it is like branding for myself because we go overseas
Yeah.
as Americans, and most of the time I come for 8 months. You don't see anything posted except for maybe like
Yeah.
our media day photo and a couple highlights on your story, and like you're
Okay.
missing that connection still with your fan base back home, but also like a chance to
Yeah.
maybe
Exactly.
make a connection with the international fan base. And thinking about trying to get back to the W, like you don't know how long like your opportunity there is. And from okay, of
Yeah.
course I want to play. That's the number one thing, and like help a team be successful. But also from a personal standpoint, like when you go to the W, a lot of people love the
Hmm.
W, and if it's like if you don't have a personal brand, like you're kind of missing out on a lot of opportunities that you
Yeah.
might be able to
Yeah.
get when you do get there. So I think that's partly a big reason why I started to post more. But then also, I think the second reason why is because, like, when I went overseas, you don't see a lot of coverage of like the female basketball side of things overseas. And if you do, and in general, if you see overseas stuff, you might see a little bit like, but it's mostly on the
Yeah,
men. And I remember
exactly.
thinking to myself like, there's not really anyone like posting about like the female basketball side of like of things that you have to deal with,
Yeah,
because it is different. It is different, especially with like just the dynamic of overseas and the W. Like you don't see that with the men. It's not the same. But
no,
also
it's, of
just
course.
like being
I'm with you.
overseas,
No,
you
no,
know.
keep going. Sorry.
Oh yeah, like just being overseas, like there's a lot of things that we don't talk about, like things that happen, and like I'm not sitting here trying to be like the voice of reason for everyone, but I feel like
No,
a
no.
lot of the times, like me just talking about like something happens, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna just make a video about this and like talk about
Yeah,
stuff that I've learned, and like people resonate with it because nobody talks about it. So I think from that standpoint, it's cool to be able to do that, and also it helps me document my journey in a way that I think when I look back and
of
when I'm
course.
done playing, like it's cool that I took the time to make these videos, to find these clips, to find these photos, because usually I wouldn't really take the time to really look
Yeah,
for it or like make sure I have it. But now when I'm forced to do it more, I think it makes it cool. And also for like, like the young girls that are coming up, like it would have been cool if I was able to go on Instagram or see
yeah,
something when I was younger of like, oh, like overseas, like maybe I want to play overseas. Just like my experience going to
yeah,
Madison Square Garden with the Liberty, like being able to see
exactly.
a woman do that, you're like, oh, like I can do that when I'm older. So I think those like main reasons are why I've started to post more, and it also gives me something to do overseas, like because you can
Yeah.
get bored just
No,
dribbling
no, but
through.
so, I mean, the reason why I started interviewing players was kind of one of those reasons. I feel because at least on the men's side, you have the NBA, of course, but yeah, and Europe, you have EuroLeague, Euro Cup, all these cups. But nobody knows these players like that. Like they don't. I mean, we talk about players that are. I mean, they're making money. Like they're one of the best players in Europe, and the Americans. I mean, if you're not an NBA player, nobody really care about you. You know what I'm saying on the men's part. So, but it's great players, right? And yeah, all the players they have to go through whatever because and same time, most Americans, no matter what, it's like I say it on the men's side. It's like you have this Michael Jordan stamp. Like everywhere you go, no matter what the circumstances is, you're gonna come in there. You gonna have to be amazing, right? But
Yeah,
it's more to that in life and the game in general. I play with Americans that, to be honest, I felt like they didn't even get time to, get settled, and all of a sudden they got cut. Some of them didn't deserve to get cut, or the way just some clubs have handled, some player situation. But all those things are things that, like you just said, that people would not know what you're going through during those 8 months. They just
yeah,
heard that, oh yeah, no, Maya, she's playing pro overseas, but I mean, it sounds sweet, but it's like,
yeah. It sounds like I was telling one of my friends, like it sounds so glamorous, which it is. Like it's
yeah,
really cool to
of
play, but
course,
like
but
we don't talk about like the not so glamorous parts that pop up, and like the struggles, and especially like you're saying, as an American coming in, you have different expectations. Doesn't matter where
yeah,
you're going, if you're just being a role player or if you're the
you have,
star. Like there's a lot of other things, and I think that's something I want to continue to kind of touch on more, so people realize that when they're going overseas, because not knowing
yeah,
these like dynamics could affect how your career ends up. I mean, that's why for me, like I had one video about how I almost got cut my first month, like playing overseas, and like
you have that on
that
Instagram,
stuff, like it's like simple like miscommunications, like
yeah,
and it can affect you in that way. And one thing you did just bring up, like there's players that are Americans that okay, they don't play in the NBA, but they're amazing players, they're amazing people, but they're not getting the same
Yeah.
marketing as like the domestic players or the NBA guys.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that's one reason why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna market myself. Is like, okay, like
Yeah.
I have aspirations to play in the W. I haven't made it yet, but that doesn't mean like my story and like what I've been doing overseas isn't something that is marketable or something that's interesting. So I have to take the initiative and do it for myself. So I think that's also another
Yeah.
reason why I've started to do that, do my newsletter, Dodson Diaries on Substack
Yeah.
about like just writing about my life overseas. I started that first before I started my Instagram. But like
Okay.
you have to kind of just do it yourself, or like
Yeah.
you can't wait for people to do it for you. So
No.
that's
That's true.
another thing.
No, but that's great. That's great. So, I mean, listen, it's been great. Can we at least know who's your favorite basketball player or was growing up? Now you kind of like you get
Maya
you to
Moore,
make you change on
Maya
some of
Moore,
them. So,
Maya Moore, easy.
okay.
Maya Moore. Back in the day, sorry, like I was a big UConn fan. That's crazy to say because I went
Yeah.
to Notre Dame. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Back in the day, before I
Of
knew
course.
better, I was a big UConn Maya Moore fan. I mean, had the same name. She's from Georgia. I ended up moving to Georgia. She had a camp
Okay.
actually, and I was able to get a photo with her. And like, I did not say maybe more than two words to her, but I was so excited just to be in her presence. So I'd say Maya Moore, but now has to be Asia Wilson. Like, come on, like she's just killing it. She's super dope.
Yeah. She on.
Playing
Yeah.
just
She.
so like in the same playing the same position, like just to see how her
Oh yeah.
game has like developed, it's like very inspiring, and it's also like a great person just to learn how to get better and play at a high level. So yeah, those two.
Nah, nah, yes, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, when she retired, man, oh, I can't imagine the accolades she gonna have. Like, oh, yeah, she's doing amazing. I mean, she's the best right now. Her Jackie Young. I like Jackie Young.
Yeah,
She's
Jackie Young like is definitely I think underrated. Like people don't talk about Jackie, but you watch some of the games and like you see her development from like year one to like now, and also just how she's been able to be effective on a high level for a while now. And like she's
yeah,
one of those players like she'll give you a sneaky 20, 25, and you're
yeah.
not even realizing because she just does her job and she's efficient and like just really technically sound basketball player. So
Like,
uh,
she gonna give you 18 that second half to like no, no. She
man, she did
surprised me.
that to us when I played for Stanford. When I was playing for
Oh,
Stanford, she was at
okay,
Notre Dame. It was Elite Eight. We
okay.
thought like at halftime, oh, we're gonna make it a Final Four. Like we were getting our little fits together like before the Elite Eight. Like okay, we
Oh,
got to get our little fit for Final Four. Jackie came
Jackie
out
Young.
and sat there, and I think she sat there and did her little pull up at the free throw line. Like I don't know how
Exactly.
many points she ended up having, but all I know is that the game was done when
Oh,
Jackie came that second half. Like the game was
boom.
over with, and they ended up winning the national championship. So that was crazy. But yeah, shout out to Jackie. Yeah.
Are y'all planning on y'all planning on going to that tournament?
Yeah, we're like
Yeah, that's
like we're with Notre Dame, like they're top like we were a good team, but
yeah,
like Notre
exactly.
Dame was definitely a favorite. We're like, okay, like we got this. We're in it. We're in it. No,
Things are going like it's supposed to, but then bam,
no, no.
greatness happened.
Yes,
But listen, yes, I think it's been great having you. I really appreciate you taking your time, and I'm gonna wish you well on the season for sure. I
thank
don't know
you.
how long is the season. How long is your season
It's
over
eight
there?
months, so it's
In Spain?
playoffs start like end of April. I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
our
So you're
last.
going to.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
like almost halfway. That's why when you asked the game, I was like, we're at a point in the season where I'm just trying to make it through each game, and that's
Yeah. 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 Of course.
yeah.
No, 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 but it's in Spain, but at least you're in one of the better countries. It could
No,
be
it is.
worse, you know.
It is.
It could be cold.
I'm grateful I'm in Spain right now. It's a
So,
nice place to be. I can tell you that. Especially I'm right outside of
so
Madrid. I can't complain. Yeah.
Nah, not at all. So, listen to the young subscribers out there. Let's thank Maya Dodson for joining us on Simple B. It's been a great episode.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hold up. Now,
Okay.